Strange to me, that, Ebbs.
Yeah, I think sometimes with the break in concentration, maybe there'd been a message, let's get things moving, go for it. Sometimes that sort of can just throw you off when you're in a nice little zone, knocking it around, playing low-risk cricket. You decide to go large. Well, look, in comes wicket-keeper and batter Bess Heath. Excellent strike rate, young player coming through. And has been, you would have seen a bit of her in the under-19, so an exciting young cricketer, but she's got work to do.
Opens her account immediately. I think you've hit the nail straight on the head there, Ebbs. The strategic timeout. How often do we see a break in play and the very next set there's a wicket?
Yeah, and sometimes as well, it can be a message which throws you off. I was watching the test match, I know it's a different format the other day, but it was Shamar Joseph at the end, and it felt like Joshua Da Silva went down, had something to say, and all of a sudden, when he'd been smashing it around, just changed his shot. So sometimes there's a message. I think that message is get it up and over there from ADR, and she does well.
She knows, Chloe Tryon, that was millimetres away from being grasped onto by Georgia Adams at mid-off.
Yeah, she was looking for that angle. Georgia Adams thought she just had it. That was a bit of a, oops, I'll take that.
She's one of the great characters, isn't she? ADR.
Well, final ball of that 5. Goes for a single, so 35 balls remaining and 34 needed. I wonder if there was a message, because even there ADR has decided to go up and over the top when she could have just tried to drill it on the floor. Maybe there's a message saying, look, let's not let this game be one of those creepers where you're scratching around at the end. Maybe let's get a couple of boundaries, try and push it on.
Yeah, absolutely. And also you don't want to necessarily take away from the natural instinctive quality of any batter, but there has to be a little bit of temperance given what they've got in front of them, the rate required or the surface that they're playing on. So I think you can do that. It's sort of controlled aggression, if you like. And if one is supersonically in the slot, then give it everything. But if you're not quite there, much like Phoebe Litchfield, you're not quite there, along the floor.
So a little dab there to Tilly Courtine-Coleman, who comes in. And is it got enough? Yes, it does. So a boundary off the first ball of the 5 there from Bess Heath. Young guns going at it.
And she is a naturally aggressive player. That's why she's coming as understudy to Amy Jones in the England camp. She has got those little touch shots, the dabs and the paddles. She can also blaze it as well.
Well, she said yes straight away. She wants the 2. Not sure it's on. I do like seeing these battles of the youngsters. Tilly Courtine-Coleman, just 16 years of age. Charlotte Edwards likes her height, her revs, and has given her an opportunity, the youngest to take a wicket now ever in the 100. Bess Heath, 22, but one of these players coming through. We saw Grace Scrivens getting 32 a couple of nights ago off just 22. So I like this in the competition. We talk about the big guns, but young players. She goes again for the dab. Yeah, young players.
One I'm itching to see play is Davina Perrin in the Superchargers side. Watched her as a England under-19. You know a lot about it. Coming through the ACE programme. But when I watched her in the 19s, I've seen her open the batting as well for the Central Sparks. And she can give it a lick. I'd like to see her bowl a little bit more because I think she's more than useful. Her time will come. She's still very young.
That end of that 5 there, so just 29 needed from 30 balls.
You talk about the youngsters and the amount of talent that is coming through.
Deliveries. This is where Georgia Adams is going to be really on top of things and maybe needs to take a bit of a risk. Have to be a thought about Lauren Bell when she bowls her last 5. Cannot hold it back too long because they need 24 from 25. And you just have a good 5 for the batting side here, and Lauren Bell's last 5 is not going to matter really, because then they can just see her out. Would have really considered possibly bowling her here, or even slightly earlier, and make sure you get the Northern Superchargers completely out of the game. Just feel like they're waiting maybe a little bit too long to pull that trigger. It'll be Cheetal. Sticking maybe in the surface there a little bit, but Dika, I feel like Alice Davidson-Richards, it's really batted beautifully.
Yeah, she's had great intent. She's looked for boundary options. But also in between that, what's been nice to see is the fact that she's rotated strike well. On slow pitches, rotating strike is so important to ease the pressure off yourself.
Little chip, and oh dear! She knows that that was nowhere near intentional, but because she was backing up such a long way, the little parry, which was not intentional onto the stumps, brings a run out.
Superchargers, your fanfare vote player walking out to St. Jean's by the view is number 32.
Another run out,
Rivera.
but this time not the fault of either the batter or the runner. Absolute plain unlucky. Laurel Cheetal is taking it, so is Southern Brave. Bess Heath goes for 9, 24 required of 23.
As she walked off, all she could do was look to the heavens and say, why? Why me? It's so unlucky. Couldn't be more unlucky. There's smiles on the face of Adams now as well, knowing that they've just opened the door a little bit. Maybe not quite open, maybe just unlocked it a little bit.
I like how you rephrased it.
Because they still got batting to come. Georgia Wareham can bat, and she'll also know that her job is to stay out there with Davidson-Richards. What a lovely stroke. She has hit the ball beautifully. The dive from Knott cannot stop the...
Just when you think that the deeper the game goes, the tougher it's going to get for the batting team. Alice Davidson-Richards puts out another lovely cover drive. The one thing that you've seen throughout is a lot of power from her, and yet again, good timing. The lack of speed on the pitch is very evident, but the one thing batters do a lot is walk towards the ball, get momentum into the ball. We see that from Phoebe Litchfield, and we're seeing that from Alice Davidson-Richards. Walking into a ball is very useful on slow pitches. Georgia Wareham.
Just manages to keep it out. So now they need 19 from 20. Right, where does George Adams go from here? The luck, but that's, you need that sometimes when you're not defending a lot, and where the batting side is going pretty well. Big wicket she wants is Davidson-Richards, because she is playing beautifully at the moment. She seems to have a good measure of the surface and what's the best way to play it. You mentioned coming forward, walking, she's timing it well, not trying to overhit it as well. So that's a big wicket for them.
Georgia Adams back into the attack. We heard Natalie speak about when they need to use Lauren Bell.
Starts leg side, that's not where you want to be, that is for sure.
It's a very interesting point you bring up, Natalie. The last 5 could be so critical, but they'd rather use it early than keep it so late that it doesn't have an impact in the game. Now, as a skipper, you just need to understand when is that moment where you look at Lauren Bell and say, here you go, try and get me another wicket.
Oh dear. Just leaking runs at the moment, getting the line completely wrong. And what that means is you're not creating enough pressure for when Bell does come on to then be able to win you the game. Because that's what you're basically asking Bell to do, is win me the game. So you've got to create that pressure first off, so that when she comes on for her 5, she can use that pressure that's being created and then possibly win you the game. If it carries on like this, they don't have to take any risks against Bell.
At present, they need 16 from 17 balls. They need to take it above a runner ball. That's when Lauren Bell becomes really effective, I feel.
Well, the captain, she has managed to pick up a wicket. And does this create the pressure that they want? It's the experienced Wareham that will have to go with still some work to do in this innings.
The last time these two teams met, it was a final. Southern Brave found a way to get across the line. Slowness of the pitch showing again. Georgia Wareham early into the shot. Georgia Wareham
Could swing it in the way of the Southern Brave, and it definitely can swing it the way for Northern Superchargers. So this next 5, for me, I think wins the game either way. All right, cross on 1. She faced a few dot deliveries previously. She needs to get ADR back on strike. Use of the feet, risky run, very risky run. I think Rihanna Southby hasn't taken that cleanly. Yes, she said straight away, sorry, I haven't. I've broken the stumps before the ball.
That was as poor a run as you can ever see. That's what pressure does to you. Hit it straight to mid-wicket. Just Alice Davidson-Richards had nowhere to go, and that is poor wicket-keeping from Southby. She's had a good game so far. The second run-out chance she's missed. There was one of Phoebe Litchfield earlier in the game. Could have been a difference. Didn't cost them much. But this one, a massive blemish.
The fear of another dot ball nearly brought up that run out. Crossy was making sure that she got off strike, but it probably wasn't the option. So now, Alice Davidson-Richards, who's played beautifully, has got to find some runs here and change this around. 14 is needed from 9. Use of the feet, going down the ground. She'll just get the single. 13 needed from 8.
Kate Cross targeting between long on and deep mid-wicket.
Moved in her crease. That is smart batting. Kate Cross may have started with a few dot balls, but that is smart.
Yeah, the wind predictor sways in favor of the Superchargers, and Kate Cross needed it. Northern Superchargers needed it. Been a few dot balls, but this one bang in the middle of 2 fielders.
Beautiful movement in the crease, knowing the field. Now she goes straight. That's really good from the experienced Kate Cross.
A couple of close games yesterday. Both one on the last ball. Could this go down to the last ball as well? Both teams have fought hard. It's been a tough pitch to bat on.
Crowd is shouting 2, but they won't get 2. But they will get 8 off those 5 deliveries. The offside, there's a little misfield, but they don't take the run. Freya Kemp, she's pushing that on. So they need 6 from 4.
The nerves are showing, and understandably so. This game is getting closer. Pretty straightforward one. It's just the pressure, nothing else.
Little change in the field now. They've decided that they're going to bring up that sweeper into the offside cover. So they've brought the long off back, which you were speaking about going over the top. So now long off is back.
Watch out for the slow one again.
Yeah, all the pace off, but it's leg side into a little gap as well. They turn for the second run. And the crowd were pushing them along in that run. And they may have very well pushed them over the line.
Lauren Bell has just conceded the 5 so far in her first 15, but 3 of the first 2. Naomi Dachani not covering ground quick enough. Alice Davidson-Richards. Different techniques the batter uses. They're taking short fine to deep fine now and pulling mid-off in, which tells you could very well be a ball into middle and leg stump. Alice Davidson-Richards is going to try and give herself room to hit over the offside.
Lauren Bell gets a crucial breakthrough at an important stage of this chase. She's now picked up 4 for 8. What a spell of bowling it is for her. Her best so far in the 100.
What an inspirational spell this from Lauren Bell. Targeting the stumps and hitting bang on middle stump. Alice Davidson-Richards still trying to hit on the leg side. This game on a knife edge now. 4 required from 2. Alice Davidson-Richards goes for 27. 4 required from just 2. There's been many things that's happened in this game, but the key moment for me would definitely be when Charlotte Edwards, the Southern Brave coach, called for the strategic timeout. The next over was when they got Phoebe Litchfield, one of the most crucial aspects, or rather crucial moment in this game. That's kept Southern Brave in the hunt, and here is their chance to seize it.
4 needed from 2. I'm walking in on strike, facing Bell, who currently has her best figures in the 100. She picked up 4 for 10, Bell, against Trent Rockets in 2022. Now she has 4 for 8. A little word as well with Kate Cross, who she knows very well. They've bowled together many times internationally. So a nice little word amongst the two.
The one thing that's very important in close games is how good your captain is, how balanced he is, the positions, the field positions, how far or how deep they are from the boundary. Yesterday we saw Trent Rockets, led by Lewis Gregory, doing a fabulous job, getting the mid-wicket in at the right time, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg rather, a couple of inches inside the boundary. Those are the small moments that help you cross the line. Here is Georgia Adams, who's led the team brilliantly so far. All 5 fielders on the offside up tells you that it's going to be a repeat of the last ball. As a batter, you want to be standing on leg stump, hoping that we get something on the stump to just use the pace of the ball. Lauren Bell is going to try and dart it into the stumps.
We were talking about taking the pace off. The first 2 balls, 55 miles per hour. Then a wicket ball, 72. So a lovely change up, literally, by Bell.
Natalie, do you think it's going to be a slow one or 72?
I'm going slower. We got the 1. So what does that mean now? 3 from 1. The tie is definitely on. If they want to win this game, realistically, they need a boundary. So Cross has to be looking boundary. What does Adams do with the field?
She's landed a Yorker as well. She's going to believe she can try it. But now, Lauren Bell wants deep sweeper on the offside and long off. Get the feeling she could be looking for the slow one here. Is there going to be a change in field? Georgia Adams having the conversation. She's just walking across to covers. They're going to hold on to the same field. She's going to back the Yorker, you get feel.
Right, here we go. Crowd, you can feel they're nervous. They want the win for the team. Both of these 2 teams have started off with losses. Who will take the points? Crossy needs a boundary. They get 1. Will they get the second? The crowd is pushing them along. They will get the second run. And we have our first tie in the women's 100. Scores finish level after 100 balls. First ever tie. Bell finishes with 4 for 11.
Congratulations to both
There'll be handshakes. They'll share the spoils. But both teams will know they've probably missed out on the full 2 points.
Yeah, I spoke to you about the captaincy bit. Georgia Adams having everybody on the leg side boundary and everybody were on the line. It could have been a few yards in that could have made the 2 a single, and that was your opportunity. Georgia Adams missing a trick at the last moment in the game. But Southern Brave did a very, very good job in defending this target as valiantly as they could. It's been a tie. It's a team where both teams have played well at different points in the game. Here's the replay where you can see the fielder coming in all the way from long on and deep mid wicket. Kate Cross doing a good job.
Good backup there as well, because the keeper didn't quite take it cleanly, and they could have may well tried to sneak that 3rd run possibly. Agonisingly close for Northern Superchargers. This would have been a huge win over the Southern Brave. The Southern Brave, on the other hand,
What they managed in reply to 100.
yeah, wickets at Litchfield certainly. Fell to Chloe Tryon, and then a wicket of Alice Davidson-Richards, which fell to Lauren Bell, part of her forfeit today. 4 for 11 in her 20 balls after she took 4 for 10 against the Trent Rockets in 2022. So a wonderful effort to actually, well, you can say defend that 100 and finish with scores level.
Batting first, Southern Brave, 100 is what they got. Superchargers in reply managed to just get the 100. And what a result it is. The first tie of the tournament so far.